What's up, everybody? Pete from the basement here in the madness that is Artist Alley. We're back with Zack Kaplan. He was on the show last year. Zack, thanks for coming on the program
thanks
again.
For having me, man.
He obviously lacks taste. That's why he's here again.
Right.
But we don't lack taste because we like all the books that he's been writing. You saw Zack wrote Eclipse, which we love. This was the one about the sun burning everybody in a post-apocalyptic world. We reviewed Port of Earth, where Earth is like the avenue of approach for all of these different commerce businesses of extraterrestrials. So they set this up as Earth is like the port of call for everybody. And now Zack's newest one is Lost City Explorers, which we reviewed issue 1 on the show several months ago. We're up to issue 4. Now, if you remember, Lost City is when they're digging for something underneath the streets, like basically they're in the tunnels, and they find like the lost city of Atlantis.
That's right, yes.
Were you always interested in Atlantis? How'd you come up with this one?
I was interested in lost cities, and I was also interested in urban exploration, and New York definitely comes out to me as fascinating because there's all this history underneath New York that's just been lost to time. And so I think maybe of all the major cities, you have this giant metropolis, and then past subway stations, you have all this unknown. And so I got really fascinated by the idea of what's underneath New York and what's underneath the concept of everyone going about their day and then having something underneath the city, and that combined with lost cities, kind of mash them together. And obviously, if you're going to do something with lost cities, Atlantis is...
Which one else are you going to choose?
There's all these theories about where Atlantis is, and what was kind of fun is the more I did research on it, the more I kind of was like, oh wait, there's a really strong theory that I can spin about how Atlantis very well could be at Manhattan. So I had a lot of fun kind of combining archaeology and mythology all together. So yeah.
So now you're from California, right?
Yes.
Have you ever had the privilege of going on like the 6th Avenue, the 6th Train City Hall subway tour? Speaking of like exploring New York and everything?
I haven't, but I tell you what I ended up did years ago. There's a few guys in New York who do urban exploring, and this is highly illegal, I think, right now, but
only if you get caught.
If you get caught. But these guys, they're professionals and they do this. So I hired one of these guys and he took me on a tour. So I actually jumped the tracks years ago with this guy, and we went into the abandoned subway tunnels and explored the sewers and the subways, and it's just fascinating what's down there. There's pockets that are dark and quiet and things that have just been completely left abandoned, and it's really fascinating. I would love to do the City Hall tour that you're talking about too.
That one's actually legal.
And that's the one that's just kind of this beautiful. I don't know if it's Art Deco, but yeah, it's a very, very pretty kind of abandoned subway station.
Yeah, it was basically the original subway station, and the 6th train, unlike most of the trains in Manhattan, they pull in and then pull back out. The 6 will loop around the City Hall subway, but like once every quarter, I think they run the tour. It's not all the time, where they'll just pull one train car in and people get out, kind of look around, take pictures, and then you're out again.
See, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that I was fascinated by. That there's so much history.
You kidding? I'm jealous. I've never been on one of them like underground explorations.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So
we kind of gotta like trade info on that one. I would love to do some shit like that.
I'll let you know.
So now I recently got into studying where Atlantis might be, and I found like several ideas that were pretty dope.
Yeah, there's some fun stuff.
Was there actually one that said Atlantis was under Manhattan, or was that all you?
That's just me, unless I've started a trend or something. I think a lot of people put it in the Caribbean or in the Central America area. There's some they put it all over. But one of the phrases that Plato wrote about, and he's the
scholar on
it, who really wrote about it first. He said it was across from the Pillars of Hercules, which is the Straits of Gibraltar. It was across, and it was on a landmass larger than Libya and Asia combined. And when I analyzed that, Libya is Middle East and Asia is Asia, so that's a very large landmass. And directly across from the Straits of Gibraltar is America, and Manhattan is not too far off on the degree. So it kind of worked very easily into it. So there's no real archaeological proof, but there certainly was a lot of connections that I was able to make to.
Well, now I'll tell you what, I read the first issue, and then what I like to do is save up until it's done, and then read the whole thing in one fell swoop. Yeah, just like a good Netflix show. So I remember at the end of the first one, the girl's father was like swept into the water, and then all of a sudden he emerged in the city. Like, oh, what's going on here? It looked like he was kind of teleported. Like maybe
there is some sort of there's a doorway of sorts, and we're kind of a little, especially in the first issue, a little ambiguous about what they found.
Very.
And I'll leave it to readers to wait until they get all the way through to make their own determination. But I do like sometimes finding things that are extraordinary, that are unexplained, and not giving too much away. It kind of speaks for itself. There is this whirlpool, and it leads somewhere, and there's a little bit of a mystery to it. And so I like leaving. If anyone's read Port of Earth or Eclipse, if you're reading my books to get immediate clarity and understanding exactly what's going on, you've come to the wrong place. I like to give you just enough. You totally understand the conflicts, you totally understand the characters, but you don't entirely understand how the world has come to be the way it is, which I feel is very modern. We don't always have
all the answers.
And so I like to leave a little ambiguity about what's going on. So yeah.
So how many issues is Lost City going to be? Did it end at 4?
We have one more issue coming out October, at the very end of October, and then it will collect in January into the trade. And we're taking a beat here, and then we'll determine if we're going to go do a second arc right away or take a minute. So we'll let fans like you who wait for the trade get a chance to sink their teeth into the trade, and then we'll decide.
But for the record, I buy the issues, and I just binge. I don't actually wait. Yeah, no, I'm an issue buyer.
There are a lot of people who pick up number one and then they really like it and they wait for the trade, which I totally respect. I mean, graphic novels are awesome, and they really opened up the industry to people who don't want to collect issues. So
and sometimes they save room.
Yeah, absolutely. So when that comes out in January, then we'll take a beat and figure out. But I would love to tell more story with these characters and have them go on more adventure. And there's definitely
plenty of other lost stuff running around.
5 ends with definitely a fulfilling conclusion to the first arc, but there's definitely room for more.
Fantastic. And Eclipse is now continuing. I think you guys just put out issue 11, I believe.
Issue 11 just came out. Yeah, that's this guy right here. And then issue 12 comes out in a month, and we're already working on more, so we're excited to keep it going. And the third volume will be out in January as well, I want to say. So I'll have a busy month for trades in January. And Port of Earth is, we're going to do 8 more issues next year. I'm currently cracking the story on that. So we'll be back next year, and we want to make sure we have enough story ready to go before we start coming out. So
that's key, man. This way nothing's delayed. Everybody say when you look for it, there it is. That's the ticket.
So I'd rather take a little bit of a break, get it all lined up, and then hit with another season of issues. So
the fans will remember when they see it again. Oh, Eclipse again. Oh, here we go. We got something new.
That's right.
Thanks for being on the program, man.
Thank you, Pete.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you later.